friends, and welcome back to the channel. On this day I wanted to make teriyaki beef kebabs for a family birthday celebration, but I was dreading putting all of those little pieces and chunks of meat and vegetables onto skewers, so I decided to do it as a sheet pan dinner. This recipe calls for low sodium soy sauce, but I'm using liquid aminos to keep it gluten-free. So to a large mixing bowl, I added 1 cup of liquid aminos and a half a cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and 3 cloves of minced garlic. And I'm using white vinegar because I didn't have any apple cider vinegar, and I'm using powdered garlic. 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, a 1/4 cup of water, and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I used olive oil instead of sesame oil because I didn't have any, and it worked out just fine. I mixed it well using a whisk, and then I put it in the microwave on full power for 30 seconds. Whisked it well again, and then put it back in the microwave on full power for a minute, and then repeated that a couple more times. So maybe 3.5 minutes total in the microwave. Stirring after each minute. I sliced up 3 zucchini into large chunks. I added the 3 zucchini to a sheet pan on which I had placed foil and nonstick cooking spray. There was also a can of drained pineapple chunks on the sheet pan. And then I added a half of a purple onion that I sliced up thickly and put that on the sheet pan as well. This time I've taken the teriyaki sauce out of the microwave, and I can see that it's thicker, and so I whisk it and it's done. I drizzle some of the teriyaki sauce over the drained pineapple, zucchini, and purple onion, and then I mix them up really well, and then put it in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for 20 minutes. With the vegetables in the oven, I can start the rice and debone the meat. I put 4 cups of water into a saucepan, and then added about a generous 1.5 teaspoons of this better than bouillon beef base to it. I added garlic powder and onion powder to taste, and you could add salt and pepper. I didn't do that, but I probably should have. I put this on the stove and brought the water to a boil and added 2 cups of white rice. Turn the heat down to low, put a lid on it, and then since I already had my timer set for 20 minutes for the vegetables, I figured out that once that went off, then I would need an additional 7 minutes for the rice. I bought these New York strip steaks for $5.97 per pound, so I got 5 of them for $20. You could use sirloin or ribeye or whatever steak you like. You could use a cheaper cut and marinate it either overnight or a couple of hours in the teriyaki sauce that we made, just without the cornstarch in it. So I'm just cutting the bone off of these and cutting them into chunks and then putting them on a separate sheet pan that I have prepared with aluminum foil, and I sprayed it with a non-stick cooking spray. So cutting the steaks like this, the meat into chunks, stretches your dollar, and we were able to I fed 5 adults with this food that I made here, and we supplemented it with some Trader Joe's orange chicken that I had, but we were able to feed 5 adults, and they went back for seconds, and the only thing we had left was just a small amount of rice. So here I'm just putting some of the teriyaki sauce onto the meat. I'm careful not to touch this spoon with the raw meat, as I keep putting it back in the bowl and using it. We're going to use it as sauce after everything's cooked. So I got out my tongs and mixed the meat up really well, and then I am going to put that in, put the vegetables on the lower shelf and put this on the higher shelf. I put it in at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. If you wanted the meat to cook faster, you might want to use your broil setting on your oven. And if you don't, check the meat at about 10 to 15 minutes of cooking. So there's the rice done, and this is the meat after it cooked about 15 minutes. It registered at about 155 degrees on the thermometer. So maybe a little more done than some people like it. And so here's my vegetables done. And I'm going to go ahead and plate it up. I have a plate of rice, and I'm putting the vegetables on top, and some of the meat on top of that with some of the sauce, some of the extra sauce. The sauce was very good and flavorful. It was strong, so if you want a more mild flavored soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, put less soy sauce in and more water when you make up your sauce. But it was very good. My family loved it. Like I said, there weren't any leftovers, and my husband said that we should put this in on the regular meal rotation. It's a quicker and less labor-intensive option to making teriyaki kebabs, beef kebabs. If you wanted to, you could add mushrooms and green or red pepper chunks to this. We loved it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.